Got a most peculiar find here. That's 2 now in this field. I've been humbled by how hard that is. Hello and welcome to Found in the Ground. This is my metal detecting channel. You join me on my first signal of the day and it sounds awesome. Let's see what it is. Look at that. Or listen to that. That is solid. Let's kick some of this stubble away. First time back out on my home permission. Oh God, it's not very deep. Nice and soft here. Straight in, straight out. Come on, let's be something decent on the first hole. Great way to start the day, wouldn't it? With a banging coin or something. Is it out? Don't give me that. Yeah, it is out, definitely out. Oh, there it is. Not a coin, oh my word. It's a battery. It's an old battery by the looks of it. Oh no, that's not a great start. Boo. First bit of history to show you for the day. It's a simple pewter button. No shank. No shankaroo. Digging is easy. This ground is phenomenal. Stubble's really short, as you can see. It's epic. Got a most peculiar find here. It came out, it's flat, circular, and then I pushed away a little bit of soil, starting to look a bit like a profile, like a Roman coin. And I never get Roman coins ever over here, although I mean it has happened, but just so infrequently. But then the more soil I took away, it actually was an indent, not like a profile, so more like a relief. So I'm thinking it might be some kind of seal, but I'll get my sort of zoom in camera and we can have a look together. So there you go. Straight away you're thinking, oh, a little coin maybe. That's just not the case. Oh, I've just flipped it over. Isn't that strange? I'm thinking it might be the bottom of a seal matrix potentially, or it's just something completely rubbish and it's throwing me off. I don't know. How bizarre. Right, let's get it cleaned up and see what it is. So with this one, I'm going to use my little toothbrush and my squirty bottle, Fit G merch. If you want any of these, let me know. They're going to be up on my Etsy shop soon. Available for you to clean your awesome finds with. Let's get this clean. It definitely looks sort of medieval on there. What is it? Am I just being weird? Something about it. Definitely something about it. So there we go. I've just given it a clean up and you can see what I mean. Looks like there's a face on here. Here we go, here's Roman found.
It's crest.
Yeah, oh, really, really interesting. That's Ellie getting in the light there. I just don't know. We'll have to investigate it more. So as I thought, this is a seal matrix. This one's a medieval one, probably mounted into a ring, but it looks like potential for a brooch option there as well, which is a little bit odd. Anyway, matrices used to come in so many different shapes and sizes, and they were made out of lead and bronze, and more modern ones out of cheaper materials and alloys. You can see here in the picture the relief caused on the plasticine. Fantastic imagery, and these are originals put into the wax that they would have used. Finding this seal has inspired me to go back to one of my medieval seal matrices, get some wax and make my own seals. So keep watching to the end of this video while I'll do my epic medieval wax seal project. Well, what a peculiar thing this is. I've never seen a seal matrix like this. It's got those two sort of mounting points on the back, and I don't know, almost like a brooch would go in there, but not. I wonder whether it'd be set inside a ring, and then you would dip that in, so it'd be a seal ring. The face looks really old. It looks really like Roman, but then there's that cross at the top, which is certainly medieval. I mean, this is one for the flow, definitely. It's a really, really interesting little find. And what a great start to today. I'm only about 20 minutes in. Get it in. Right, not had much since that seal, sadly, but this sounds amazing. Yeah, that's well within the sort of coin zone, the way it sounds. It's wobbling a little bit between the high 60s and early 70s. Don't know if it sounds fully solid. A bit further over that way. The sun's really getting out now. I'm expecting the signals to dry up a bit more as the ground does, but still quite moist down there. They were. Wow, quite deep, still showing a 71. Let's go pinpointing. Actually, it's just in the side wall, about 4 inches down. What have we got? I'm hoping for a coin. I think we have. I think we've got a coin. Round in the ground. So here we go, descending into the hole for a round in the ground situation. Can you see it? Just there. It's looking quite nice. Quite big. You better be a coin now. Oh gosh, here we go. Yep, still looking coiny. Gonna have a shank. No shank. Right, well, it's all quite mucky. Let's have a clean up and see what we've got. Well, I've cleaned it up, but I can't show you it. It's a dog tag, a dog identification tag with the address of the owner of the dog that it was around, and it is local. So I'm wondering whether it's always a bit difficult, isn't it? Could pop round and say, hey, I found this dog tag, but it might bring back some painful memories. Who knows? It's been in the ground a while, but that's a shame. I thought it was a coin. I really did. Never mind. Absolutely beautiful day on this half cut field, and I've had this button. Yay! I've been cursed by an early good find. I really have. Come on, Manticore, get us a hammered or something, or gold. There's the Roman found girls. Should have set them out with them today. They've been doing quite well. Loads of buttons been coming up for them. Another hole, another button. Dear Lord, save me from these buttons. It's been quite lean this morning, but we've got together, me and the Roman found girls. Here's Ellie and Lucy covering herself in suntan lotion, which is a good idea. We've struggled, but it has to be said, out of this permission, there's probably 3 pretty poor fields, and 2 of them are the ones that we've got today. But beggars can't be choosers, and a bit like this pile over here, this field stinks. But we're going to give it a go. I've got the Manticore. I've never ever been on this field with the Manticore, so let's see if this can make a terrible field less terrible. Not going to use any more stinky words. Right, let's go and get some good stuff. So Roman Found appears to be not just a clever name, they have
a knack.
They have a knack for picking up Roman finds. Now this is the stinky field, it is terrible. We've had a Sestertius off here in the past. I think it was Seth, if you watch the channel in the past, Seth found a Sestertius. They've had a grotty, so it's nothing to write home about, but it's important because there just hasn't been Roman on this permission very much at all. This is now, I think, only the 4th coin that I know of to come up across the whole farm. So that's 2 now in this field. Makes it the most Roman field that I have, but that's pretty pants. Too big. But we're going to work this area with Roman Found here. We can't help but find more. Guys, if you haven't checked out Roman Found, please do head over to their channel. They make some insanely good content and their knowledge on stuff is phenomenal. So do check them out, give them a subscribe and a like and all that good business. Cool, let's crack on. I think it's round in the ground time. I'm very hopeful. The last one was a flipping dog tag, so this has got to be, because that was just so unfair. Ooh, here we go. Look at that. It's got to be, hasn't it? Flipping got to be. But what are you? Yeah, this is a good question. Oh, there's a little bit of something there, isn't there? Yeah, okay, clean up. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, Tuffy, profile looking to the right, think it's a George III or a William III. William III being 300 years old, George III 200 years old, and there's a bit of Britannia on the back. But either way, it's a nice old halfpenny at last, and Stinky Field isn't so stinky now. We both ended up getting signals quite close to the Roman coin, so imagine my heart was racing when I saw that. I thought I had another one, but it's just a button darn thing. How about the girls though? We'll have to go and see what they've got. Can they find another Roman on here? That'd be mental. Oh, it's got an interesting sort of edge to it. Could it be a buckle or just a bit of tack? It's just a bit of horse tack. Never mind. Could have been awesomeness. Yeah, not on this occasion. She's an absolute screamer. Check her out. 58, 59. Gosh. The signal is very, very, very bright and very, very loud. And very much sounding like a solid piece of metal. Like a coin. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's got a funny edge to it now. Did you hear that where it warbled a bit? It might be because it's turned on its side. Seriously? Sounds tiny. Must have spun it in the hole. Must have. Crumbs. Now it sounds different again, so I'm just turning it over. Let's get it out. Where are you? In my hand. No, not in my hand. Bit of aluminium. Bit of aluminium. Oh, you sod. Had a lot of this all day. I stick the camera on. I know, I agree with you, Manti. You're saying I can't believe it. You told me it was a coin and you lied. So me and Roman Found girls are heading back to the cars because we're knackered. And I've just had a little find on the way back to the car. A little thimble. Just half on the surface, that one. It's complete. Oh, and it's gone. Looks like we're into another coin on the way back to the car. It's another spanked halfpenny. Oh yeah, not going to get much off that. But it's probably 200-300 years old. Georgian penny. That brings me to the end of my hunt. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you need anything metal detecting related, head to my friends over at LP, link below. Use my code Found in the Ground to get yourself 10% off. See you next time. Bye for now. Well, here we go. Let's get started on my wax seal project. So first things first, I found a few of my seals that I've found over the years. I've only really got 3 or 4, but 3 I'm going to sort of show you today. So here's a lead matrix seal. This one's got a suspension loop through the back and is complete and really decent, and actually it's something I had a little go on in blue tack and stuff like that, and the relief is not the relief, the other way around. The grooves, the indent was pretty damn decent on it, so I'm probably going to use that one a fair amount. But I'm really interested in this bronze one I found. So this is a fairly common type of medieval one, where the suspension loop would be at the top. It looks like a knight sort of holding his sword, or maybe a priest with a staff, but it's something along those lines. It's still caked with mud, even though I've tried to clean it out. So I'm going to have a go at using perhaps these composite pencils to get into those grooves without damaging the bronze on there. And then of course there's the one from the hunt I found as well, which is a little bit of a complicated one. It's flat, isn't it? So and it's got those two little nodules on the back of it, so I don't know if it did go into a ring or something. So that's the thing. Let's get these three cleaned up, because we're not going to be using any wax on them until we've done that, and then hopefully they're as close as to what they were like when they were new. So once I'd finished with the composite pencils, I went back with a toothbrush and some water just to get out any other loose debris. I found I needed to get a little bit more out of this bronze one here, the one with the sword potentially, and the other one came up very well as well. Even after all of this work cleaning out the muck, I felt there was still more to come out, so I got some blue tack, and as you can see, started pressing this one specifically. The bronze one seemed to have a lot more muck left in it, and there you go, the blue tack was pulling it out. I did this a couple of times over, and you'll see the impression by the matrix gets better and better each time as the muck is pulled out. And look at that sword, incredible. Cleaning up the seals was absolutely essential. I've pushed them into blue tack a whole bunch of times, and a little bit of muck keeps coming out, to be fair, so I think you could do it forever and a day. But interestingly, the lead one is not showing as much detail. It seems to be more like the bronze one with the guy with the sword. Definitely, isn't it? It's their big old medieval sword, so that is awesome. I think that's the one I might move forward with, but equally the little one as well, I think that's going to get a go. So what's the next part then? Well, if you're going to do something, you should overdo it, right? So I have purchased this little pack. This is a mod-ish version of quill and ink. So the plan is write out a little bit on a bit of parchment, not real parchment. Parchment's animal skin, by the way, if you didn't know. I didn't. Yeah, a bit of paper, write out something awesome on there, and then put my seal on it. I've got my wax. I've also got my little sort of crucible thing to melt it in, and a candle to melt it on. So what am I going to write in this letter? Should it be my will, perhaps? So I've completed my decree writing with my quill pen, and it's a long time since I've done anything close to calligraphy, so apologies, it's a bit rubbish, but I used to really enjoy calligraphy and I could remember some of the bits, but anyway, perhaps I should learn a bit more about that in a future video. But my decree is set out that the people of Suffolk effectively should pay me 2 pence a week. Now that is about a daily wage for the average medieval person around sort of the 1240s, 1250s. So I'm a real tyrant, but I want that money. So I've done my decree. I need to now create a seal at the bottom. I've signed it, but my seal is going to go on there. Obviously I haven't made my own seal, but I'll use probably that medieval one with the sword. Why not? It's so awesome. But I've never done anything like this before. I don't know how much wax to use, how hot the wax needs to be, so I need to practice first. I've looked at a few videos online, and most of them suggest that the wax needs to cool a little bit so it becomes rubbery, and then you push it in. That way you don't get the wax stuck to the actual matrix seal and so on, and obviously not so hard that you can't imprint it. So there's a balance to be had. So I'm going to practice that, and then we'll go for the final one in a bit. I've been humbled by how hard that is. The wax needs to be absolutely right. I don't know if this is great wax. I mean, it came with part of a kit. It says it's sealing wax. It's actually got a scent to it, which is quite pleasant. Yeah, it's difficult. If you boil the wax, it gets too hot, and then actually it's really hard to then control when it's sort of, I mean, I've been putting it on a tile so that I can peel the wax off and do it again, but if you're going to put it on the paper, it's just going to go everywhere. So you want it melted, but not too melted. And then when you put it on, you need to gauge when it's dry enough or rubbery enough to put the seal into it. And that's really hard. The way I looked at it, I tried to look at it from the side, and you could see a bit like when metal's drying, goes from sort of shiny over to sort of a matte finish, and I sort of blew across it, and it dried a little bit like that. And I thought, okay, I'll put the matrix seal in then, but then the wax underneath the surface isn't dry, so it just splurges out. So it's really, really tough. But I've given it a few goes, and I think I'm ready to do the final one. I mean, it'll have to do, won't it, at some point? These are all forgotten skills. Everyone would have known exactly how much to boil or melt their wax before they put it on the paper. Right, let's get this wax on my decree for the people of Suffolk, get this authorised and get it sent off so I can start getting my taxes. That was awesome, such great fun. What a skill that is. I think I've done all right, actually. I mean, don't get me wrong, when we're trying to put that down, as you saw, a big bit of wax went bloop out of one side, so that shows you how the wax underneath the surface hasn't always sort of evenly dried. But as a first one, I mean, come on, that's great, isn't it? And that medieval seal, this is the bit that gets me, that medieval seal hasn't been used for that purpose in 700 odd years since I did it today and put it on my little letter there. So I am well happy with that. Really am. And I hope you enjoyed that little learning that we went on. Right, that's enough from me. There's a little bit of a gallery after this of all the finds I got from the hunt as well. Enjoy that, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.